Mm. Hi guys. Okay, so yes, I am sitting on the floor because it's the best lighting. Can't deny it. But I wanted to tell you guys I got into Barcelona last night, or yesterday, and the flight wasn't bad at all. The flight was from 12:45 in the morning, so as soon as I walked on the plane, I turned 24. Woo! What a good way to spend my birthday. God is so good in that aspect because Lord knows only He could pull a girl from Perry, Florida and put her on a Norwegian airline, which I highly recommend Norwegian. My phone was like almost dead whenever I got on the plane, and they have outlets by your seat on the plane, so it was bomb. Okay, other than that, the flight wasn't bad. It was 9 hours, but I left at 1 in the morning, and then I got about 6 hours of sleep, like 5 consistent, and then I woke up for a little while, and then I took another nap for like an hour, and it wasn't bad at all. I read a book. I'm reading the book called Getting to Know the Holy Spirit, and then I also watched Avatar. I've never seen Avatar before, so it was like really good. The flight was really nice. I didn't buy the airplane meals because it was like $50 to eat on the plane, and I rarely spend $50 on myself out to eat. Maybe 30, but not 50, especially not on airport food. Okay, so fast forward, and I get off the plane, and of course I'm like moving really slow because I don't know what to do or to go, what to think. No one's speaking English anymore. So I get off in Barcelona, and we land. It was a 9-hour flight, so it was 9 a.m. back at home, but it was 3:45 whenever I got off the plane here. And I thought I was going to be able to like walk into like a mall area, so find, like cell phones and the auto transport, what is it called? The Metro cards. I needed a Metro card and also a just to exchange some money. But the only thing I could find was was to exchange money, and then they directed me into where the train was, and I found a place to buy a Sims card, but someone was like, it's 150 like euros. I was like, that doesn't sound right. So it was the only place in the airport to buy them. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna find the bus station and I'm gonna go straight to my apartment. Well, it's not exactly what happened. So I go find the Metro, and my cell phone isn't working because I don't have any service. The Wi-Fi won't connect. So I'm like, okay, you can do this, Victoria. I had taken screenshots of where I needed to go whenever I got off the plane. I downloaded this map called City Map, highly recommended for trains in all cities. This also works in the US, and I'm sure, like the UK, London, wherever, it's all over the world. So I take these screenshots, and the bus that I have was for two different times. So I'm asking people around me, everyone, they speak English, it's not bad. And they're trying to direct me, so like I just hop on the train, and I have all of my luggage with me. So I have like a backpack, a smaller suitcase, and then a huge suitcase. And my big suitcase was over the weight limit, so it was like 60 pounds, and my small one was like 30. And at the airport, they put a sticker on my bag that said it was heavy like a pregnant elephant. So I didn't want to take that much luggage. So I still have these 2 huge suitcases, and I'm on the train. And I ride the train for a while, and I don't remember why, but I got off of the train. Like, I think I had to. It was my stop. So I get off the train, and when I'm going to get off, this guy sees me, and my luggage is like falling over. So he helps me carry my luggage around, and this guy is so nice. And here I am, a super skeptical American, like, okay, human trafficking alert. He's being so nice. What does he want from you? He's traveling by himself. Why is he leaving the airport by himself? So I'm like, red flag. But he's like carrying my suitcase, and I was like, all right, you prayed about it, like, it's fine, just keep moving. And he's like, oh, I'm going the same direction as you, just come with me. And I'm like, okay, ha ha ha, sounds good. And I'm super sketched out, but I'm just following him. And this guy is literally like carrying my suitcase everywhere. He's carrying it like up and down stairs. And I'm like, oh, just thank you. Like, what can I do? And he was like, oh, I'm just gonna help you find where you need to go. We'll figure it out. So he's like looking at the bus line. He's like asking people to help me get to I'm trying to find the city Vic. So I'm staying an hour outside of Barcelona. So he's like helping me all around, carrying my luggage, asking people for me on the way. And I'm like, don't you have somewhere to be? Like, why are you helping me? So on the way, I stop and I find someone selling Sims card. So I'm able to buy a new Sims card, officially in orange, buy a Sims card from someone that's selling them in the metro station. I was about to buy another cell phone, but the guy that was helping me was like, no, don't buy that. Just buy a Sims card, you'll be fine. Because he was actually from London doing an internship here, and his name was Paris. So Paris was like, no, I recommend you just buy the Sims card. I'm like, all right, well, you've been doing this, so I'm a damsel in distress, I'll take your lead. So I buy the Sims card, and he takes me and he's like, okay, get on this train until your next stop. So, and then he stays on the train with me, and I'm like, red flag, aren't you going somewhere else? He's like, yes, I am. I will get up at the next station, but do you mind, I know I'm leaving next week, but would you like my number, and maybe I could meet you in Barcelona for a drink or something? And I'm like, he didn't ask for my number, he asked me to take his number, so it's up to me. And I would feel kind of rude if I don't text him, but it's likely that I won't. I'll keep you guys posted. It's not really my intent. But he was so nice. So I was like waiting on him to get off the train because he now knows like what city I'm going to and like all this stuff. And I'm super sketched out. But he just shakes my hand and was like, very nice to meet you, goodbye. And I'm like, okay, God sent me an angel, because we literally were walking through the metro for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And he was just carrying my luggage up and down flights of stairs. I wouldn't do it without him. I was like, thank you, Paris. Good luck on your next adventure. So he puts me on this super sketchy train. I'm sorry, this video is getting kind of long. But he puts me on this super sketchy train, and I am beside like this homeless guy and like these people who look kind of mean, and it smells weird, and the train is old, and I'm just kind of creeped out. So I'm riding the train station, riding the train. About 3 stops go by, and I don't see the stop he tells me to get off at. But I'm like, young girl, I have all of my luggage with me, and there's no one else in there with luggage, so it's just kind of weird. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get off the train. Just gonna get off and go from here. So I get off the train, and I end up somewhere in like, I feel like it was like the heart of Barcelona. It was like Barcelona del Mar. And it seemed like there was a big university there, beautiful architect. I could see I could see like one of the famous the famous church. I can actually think of the name, but I don't want to pronounce it wrong, so I'm gonna wait on that. But I saw like this beautiful famous church in the distance. So I get off, and I have all of my luggage, and I'm just like walking all over this town with my luggage. And I'm like, you know what, just do it confidently and go for it. So I leave the train station, and I'm like, I have my app, and I'm trying to find this other train station because I paid $50 for a metro ticket. And I'm like, no, Victoria, don't take a taxi. Don't take a taxi. So I'm just walking around trying to find this train station. I keep going in the wrong direction. I'm like, no, you can do it. Don't get a taxi. So finally, after about 45 minutes of walking around with my suitcases, this guy on a bike, I'm like literally walking in circles too. I'm like determined because it keeps telling me I'm going the opposite direction I need to, or like I'm a street over. And it's all like, 20-minute walking distance, 18-minute walking distance. I'm like, okay, you can do this. And then this guy on a bike looks at me and he's like, excuse me, are you lost? And I'm like, he wants me to buy a bike ride. And I'm like, yes, I'm just looking for this train station. And he starts laughing. He's like, you are really far, but if you want to get there, you go this way, yada, yada, yada. So I finally looked at him and I'm like, okay, how much for a ride? Like, you're telling me it's far, you have a bike, And it's a bike, you know, like with the where you can ride on the back. They have like the carts. So he gives me this. He's like, oh, it's 15 euros, and I'm like, listen, buddy, it's either you or a taxi. And I only had to find one train, and the train was a direct ride. So I hop on the train, or I hop on the taxi, and I'm like, all right, let's do this, or on the bike. And it's a beautiful ride. Like, that area of Barcelona was so relaxed, and I'm just like, it's breezy. I'm finally not pulling 90 pounds behind me with my huge backpack. And when he picked it up, y'all, his expression was hilarious. He's like, oh wow. So I probably made his bike ride a little. I put in some work for him, because I know that wasn't easy to pull around. So fast forward, and I'm on the bike for another like 20-30 minutes. He's on the bike, like, and I do go back from, as soon as I got off the train station, I ended up right back where I started, but down like another 20 minutes. And so I'm at like this beautiful centro, and I see the train station, and I get off, and I'm like, okay, please let this be it. And then again, I'm trying to I see 3 flights of stairs, and I have so much luggage. I have a picture, and if I can figure out how, I'll put the picture in on the video to see. The guy on the bike took a photo of me and all my luggage. So I'm looking at 3 flights of stairs, trying to get down, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna pull it down the stairs, and I get in like all these people's way. So this guy behind me was like, oh, let me help you. So I'm like, okay, I'll take the big one. He's like, no, I'll take the big one. I'm like, okay, it's really heavy. So this guy picks up my luggage and just carries it all the way down the stairs. And finally I get to this like train station, and then I see like my train but going the opposite direction. And so I'm like, all right, I just pray, and I start praying, and I'm praying. I'm like, okay, God, my app says it'll be here at this time. I am here at this time. I hope you're here at this time, because I need to get on this train, because I got off the airplane at 4 p.m. It is now like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. that I have just been looking to figure out the metro. So I wait, and then after I pray, I wait 5 more minutes, and bam, there is my train. Another train going in the right direction. So I'm like, okay, I figured this out. Hop on the train, and I ride it for an hour. I read a book. My luggage is still falling over. It's fine, but I made it. This is my cute little Airbnb. I am getting ready. It's already 12 p.m. I have an hour train ride. So I'm getting ready to go meet some friends for lunch in Garcia. I'll tell you more about the friends later, how I already know someone in Barcelona. It's like a family, lifelong friend. I met them whenever I was like, I don't know, 12. And here we are, meeting again. So, yeah, I'm going to get going. I haven't eaten lunch. There's no markets close by. So I'm starving, but I wanted to tell you guys about my adventures. Hopefully I'll upload all of these videos, so I'm not just talking to the camera one day. But I love you guys. I will keep you posted on my adventure for today. I'm getting a late start, but I'm going to the beach after lunch. So, whoop-bye. Bye, love you.